The University of South Africa prides itself for being the African university, shaping futures in the service of humanity. We congratulate all our students for having walked this journey with us. And today, we celebrate you for having successfully completed your qualifications. To you we say, Halala. To all our graduates and diplomandi in this ceremony, please pay attention to the following instructions. For degree qualifications, a graduations officer will signal degree candidates to rise and approach the stage. You will need to have your seat ticket and the yellow photography card in your right hand with your hood already draped over your shoulders. One of the official photography officers will take the yellow photography card from you. A graduations officer will then indicate to you where you need to wait at the bottom of the stairs and when you may proceed to go up onto the stage and stand on the mat with feet markers next to the podium. You will hand in your seat card to the dean or college representative. Turn and face the audience and look towards the photographer for your first onstage photograph. The dean or college representative will announce your details and hand you back your seat card. You will then proceed towards the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor or Acting Vice Chancellor and kneel with your right knee on the stool. At this point, your degree will be conferred. You will then proceed to the next official who will congratulate you by shaking your hand. Continue towards the registrar standing at the end of the stage. Turn and face the audience and remember to stand on the mat with feet markers in front of the registrar and smile for the camera. A second on-stage photograph will be taken at that moment. Leave the stage by the stairs closest to the registrar. Proceed to the table at the far right to receive your certificate. After receiving your certificate, proceed down the stairs to the foyer area where a head and shoulders photograph will be taken. You will then be directed to return to your seat. For postgraduate and undergraduate diploma candidates, you will also be wearing your hoods before entering the hall. You will be signaled by a graduations officer to rise and approach the stage. You need to have your seat ticket and the yellow photography card in your right hand. A graduations officer will then indicate to you where you need to wait at the bottom of the stairs and when you may proceed to go up to the stage and stand on the mat with feet markers next to the podium. You will hand your seat card to the dean or college representative. Turn and face the audience and look towards the photographer for your first on-stage photograph. The dean or college representative will announce your details and hand you back your seat card. Proceed towards the registrar standing at the end of the stage. Stop in front of the registrar and stand on the mat with feet markers. Turn and face the audience. Your second on-stage photograph will be taken at that moment. Leave the stage by the stairs closest to the registrar. Proceed to the table on the far right of the stage to receive your certificate. After receiving your certificate, proceed down the stairs to the foyer area where a head and shoulders photograph will be taken. You will then be directed to return to your seat. We hope that you will enjoy this occasion. The University of South Africa prides itself for being the African university, shaping futures in the service of humanity. We congratulate all our students for having walked this journey with us. And today, we celebrate you for having successfully completed your qualifications. To you we say, Halala. To all our graduates and diplomandi in this ceremony, please pay attention to the following instructions. For degree qualifications, a graduations officer will signal degree candidates to rise and approach the stage. You will need to have your seat ticket and the yellow photography card in your right hand with your hood already draped over your shoulders. One of the official photography officers will take the yellow photography card from you. A graduations officer will then indicate to you where you need to wait at the bottom of the stairs and when you may proceed to go up onto the stage and stand on the mat with feet markers next to the podium. You will hand in your seat card to the dean or college representative. Turn and face the audience and look towards the photographer for your first onstage photograph. The dean or college representative will announce your details and hand you back your seat card. You will then proceed towards the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor or Acting Vice Chancellor and kneel with your right knee on the stool. At this point, your degree will be conferred. You will then proceed to the next official who will congratulate you by shaking your hand. Continue towards the registrar standing at the end of the stage. Turn and face the audience and remember to stand on the mat with feet markers in front of the registrar and smile for the camera. A second on-stage photograph will be taken at that moment. Leave the stage by the stairs closest to the registrar. Proceed to the table at the far right to receive your certificate. After receiving your certificate, proceed down the stairs to the foyer area where a head and shoulders photograph will be taken. You will then be directed to return to your seat. For postgraduate and undergraduate diploma candidates, you will also be wearing your hoods before entering the hall. You will be signaled by a graduations officer to rise and approach the stage. You need to have your seat ticket and the yellow photography card in your right hand. A graduations officer will then indicate to you where you need to wait at the bottom of the stairs and when you may proceed to go up to the stage and stand on the mat with feet markers next to the podium. You will hand your seat card to the dean or college representative. Turn and face the audience and look towards the photographer for your first on-stage photograph.
by virtue of the powers vested in me as Chancellor, I constitute this gathering a congregation of the University of South Africa.
Ladies and gentlemen, we request you to join us in silent prayers, meditations, and affirmations for the achievements that are being celebrated tonight in this occasion, the graduation of the University of South Africa. Can we take a moment of silence, please? Thank you. You may be seated. Tabela. Tabela. Sanbonani. Absheni. Molweni. Lochani. Lochani. Ndimatekwana. Assalamu alaikum. Jambo. Boa noite. Goeienaand. Bonsoir. Dumelang. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you very much. We often say African philosophies remind us about the humanity of each other and taking care of each other through greetings. And we try, as the University of South Africa, to ensure that we at least recognize you in your own languages, but also in the languages that the African Union uses. Let me take this opportunity to welcome our Chancellor, Dr. Mbuyelwa Mbeki, the former President of the Republic of South Africa, His Excellency, our Chancellor. I'd like to recognize his presence. We don't take this for granted, and therefore, may I please request a round of applause? Thank you. His Excellency, Dr. Thabo Mbeki, the former President and the Chancellor, His Excellency, Her Excellency, Ambassador Thenjiwe Mtintso, the South African Ambassador to Namibia and partner. Let me also recognize the presence of our guest, Mr. Madoda Mqakwe, the Group Chief Executive of the South African Broadcasting Corporation and partner, Ms. Nombulelo Nyathela and partner, and Executive Management of the University of South Africa, represented tonight by Mr. F.M. Sibeko, Executive Director of University Estates, Dr. K.M. Marumo, Executive Director, University Library, Dr. MBL Bupape, Executive Director, Leadership and Transformation, Dr. L.P. Molepo on behalf of the Registrar. Let me also acknowledge the presence of the College of Graduate Studies, represented by Professor K.R. Mbata, Acting Director, School of Interdisciplinary Research and Graduate Studies, Dr. A.T. Mantra, Acting Director, School of Law, representing the College of Law, the College of Human Sciences, represented by Professor S.M. Chali, Acting Director, School of Arts, Professor Mavandu Mujusi, Heads of Office of Graduate Studies and Research in the College of Human Sciences. Then Professor M.S. Ngwenya, Director of School of Economic and Financial Sciences, and Dr. Manchiri, Acting Director, School of Public and Operations Management from the College of Economic and Management Sciences. And from the College of Education colleagues, we want to recognize Professor A.V. Mudau, College Representative, Professor M.M. Dichaba, who's also College Representatives. In the College of Accounting Sciences, we have Professor V.F. Msiza, College Representative, and Ms. K.V. Ramushwana, College Representative. Then there are supervisors of our doctoral graduates tonight. We have two, and we are quite appreciative of their presence. Professor M.S. Ngwenya, that's nice. Professor W. Stradom and Professor S.A. Mulders in absentia. Then I want to recognize academics, administrative staff, and professional staff of the University of South Africa, who all together constitute communities of knowledge that ensure that our students get the best knowledge that money cannot buy, but opportunities and resilience with commitment is able to garner that pursuit. Our organist tonight, Mr. Eddie Davey, as well as Professor Mbata from the College of Graduate Studies, who will be reading the Chancellor's address. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great sense of privilege that I welcome you back to the 2022 spring graduations of the University of South Africa. We're truly elated that in the graduations of this season, we will be having at least 42,000 students graduating in higher certificates, diplomas, degrees, honors, masters, and doctoral degrees. And we're truly elated that this university, through its knowledge pursuit, is at the center of creating knowledge arenas that are important for harnessing the economic trajectories and opportunities of our country, continent, and the global arena. Your graduation colleagues to the left and a little bit at the center is a special one. It's a special one because it takes place a year before the celebrations or commemoration of 150 years of UNISA's existence. For all these many years, UNISA has been a leader and a pioneer in distance education, quality education. We are proud to have gifted humanity the priceless and enduring gift of distance education. I'm delighted to remind you that in the whole world, before UNISA invented this open distance education, none existed before. And thus, UNISA is an inventor of this model that in the aftermath of COVID-19, almost all sectors are using. We should be proud of our inventions as Africans, and that I will not let go, colleagues. So UNISA is the first university in the world to offer distance education. As Africans, we should be proud of our contribution to human knowledge, civilizations, as well as that humanizing idea of knowledge. We will be the first open distance university in the world to celebrate this milestone. Today, we have more than 1 million alumni spread across the world, making the world a better place to live in. Some of our alumnus include, amongst others, Justice Dikgang Moseneke, President Nelson Mandela, Bishop Mpilo Tutu, Justice Dennis Goldberg, Angelina Rokas, the actress, you know. We don't just produce scientists, we also produce professors. The former Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Town, Professor Mamphele Ramphele, is one of them. We don't just produce governing political leaders, we also produce opposition political leaders. And therefore, it's very important that at UNISA, we allow you to have expansive ideas, positionalities, contestations of ideas, so that as you participate in the world, you contribute these dynamic diversities of knowledges in order that the human systems, but also the ecological systems, are able to flourish. For us, as you graduate tonight, we celebrate graduations as the pinnacle and culmination of the hard work that you would have invested, including the cries, the tears, the jubilations whenever you got your results in the different years that you were pursuing your studies. We also know as our students that sometimes we put invigilator systems that were very hard. Even when you tried your best, we did not encourage you to do what you were not allowed to do. And we are appreciative that you represent a community of knowledge that honors dignity, integrity, and the pursuit for knowledge. And you know very well that in case you did not follow those dreams, aspirations for betterment of the opportunities that you had, we would try to remind you of the ethical duty of a great citizen of knowledge, which is to ensure that at all times you're honest, you're committed, and you don't just change your own life, but change other lives for the better. Graduation is a fulfillment not only of a lifelong dream, but the restoration of and the reaffirmation of our humanity, a sense of worth, and we must even acknowledge in the democratic dispensation, an affirmation of the freedom that would not have been easily exercised prior to 1994, and as such, we encourage you never to take this for granted. I wish to let our guests today just to have a sense of this university. At the University of South Africa, we have 372 registered students in the University of South Africa. 181 of them are supported by the National Financial Aid System. Our colleges recognize the imperative for ensuring that economic participation, social transformation, and ecological protection, including participation in the climatic protection, become important aspects. Our core mandate of research and engagement, learning, research, innovation are and continue to become important both nationally and internationally. We continue to retain in our accreditation for many important academic programs that are central to the domestic and regional economy. Academic excellence, you would know because you are our students, is non-negotiable at UNISA. It is through the high caliber of academics, teaching staff, engaged scholarship, yourselves as the students, and the efforts to ensuring that we comply to the demands of a higher education system, that your knowledge is part of our commitment to ensuring quality. I also want to remind you of the improvements that we are making as the University of South Africa. I stated in multiple graduations that in 2021, when I joined the University of South Africa, we're number 13 or 12 or 10, depending on the rankings. And in most of the rankings now, we are in top 10, and we are not looking back. In the US, thank you. In the United States News and World Report published in 2022 around the best global university rankings, which include a list of 13 tertiary learning institutions in South Africa, 10 of which include UNISA, are ranked amongst the top 900 universities in the world, and we are proud to being part of that. Actually, we are placed 9th in the country and 851 globally, and this is quite important because we were moving from being number 921 in these rankings. An improvement of more than 100 points is an improvement that we would like to celebrate and to thank our academic leaders. Similarly, in the Times Higher Education Emerging Economies rankings, For 2022, UNISA has improved its position in all 5 dimensions of teaching research, citations, industry income, and international outlook. UNISA has also been placed in the 401 to 600 category in the authoritative Times Higher Education Impact Rankings, the only global performance colleagues that try to assess our performance on global impact, whether the knowledge, the theories, pedagogies, and all associated systems are really changing the world for the better, whether they are globally impactful. And this is something that we want to celebrate, colleagues, because in 2020, we were ranked 801, and in 2022, we are ranked 401. The last ranking, colleagues, which is a very important ranking because these are the first, this is the first ranking in the world that was instituted to really track and trace the impact of universities in the knowledge arena, inventions, innovations, as well as the transformation or into the economy. Is the Shanghai Academic Ranking of World Universities, which are based on per capita metric. They put UNISA amongst the top universities in the country and number 8 amongst universities in South Africa. And I've said to you, moving from 12, 13 to 8 is something we are truly delighted because it is you as students, academics, administrative staff, and society that helps us in this regard. Lastly, colleagues, the University of South Africa is the university of the land, the university of the continent, the university that projects the best that South Africa and the continent can in the world arena. We're proud that you will be graduating in this august university with an immense and beautiful history, with a commitment into the future, in shaping future for the better. You're welcome to this university. We appreciate that you've accompanied our graduandees and diplomandees tonight, and we really wish you a delightful graduation. We ask you to celebrate, to ululate, and to take cognizance of the other graduates so that we can all enjoy. You're welcome, Leamohelwa. Thank you. Mr. Chancellor, I request Professor K.R. Mbata to deliver the Chancellor's address. Professor Mbata, you're welcome to deliver the Chancellor's address. Thank you.
Chancellor, His Excellency, Dr. T.M. Begi, Vice Chancellor, Professor P. Lingabula, Acting Registrar, Dr. L.P. Mulepo, Executive Deans, Deputy Executive Deans, School Directors, College Representatives, fellow colleagues, parents, guardians, families, friends, and most importantly, our graduates, who will leave this venue as graduates with certificates confirming their new status. You are welcome. It is a great honor to express our frank congratulations to you. This evening is the evening to celebrate, cherish, treasure for the rest of your lives. We acknowledge and commemorate your achievements which are fruits of years of toil. You have diligently and justly earned your diplomas, degrees, or certificates through hard work by stepping out of your comfort zone, through the reassurance and generous support from your families, your spouses, friends, sponsors, tutors, and supervisors. This day marks the end of your previous academic journey, but commands you to continue with your studies or to expand your horizons. Remember that learning after graduation has to continue. This will prepare you to handle or deal with change, which is inevitable in our lives. We acknowledge that some of us have been affected directly or indirectly by the COVID-19 pandemic. Hence, all of us here, we should be grateful that we could gather here being well, since there are millions of people in the world who suffered from this vicious virus. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed people's lives all over the world in many ways, but we must soldier on. The title of today's address is, After Graduation, What is Next? Studying further may improve the opportunities for future employment, research, and business. The job market is increasingly competitive, hence, having more qualifications will give you an edge to find the job you have always wanted. Immense sacrifices have been made by you as students and your family members, but these days it is a fact. Undergraduate degree is gradually losing its status, such that some new graduates find it difficult to secure employment. More employers have raised the bar in terms of minimum requirements for employment. Some of you are working in your preferred disciplines and already have significant professional experience, but you are sitting here because you decided to further develop and expand your problem solving and critical thinking, which are important in all professions. This is highly commendable, but continuing with your studies is not a crime, because you will further develop some critical abilities, such as effective communication skills, nurturing intellectual curiosity, active learning, stress tolerance, resilience, and self-management. Be reminded that my colleagues sitting this side and me will retire one day, and you have to be in preparation to replace us. You have to be skilled, you have to re-skilled and upskilled to be ready when the call arises. Those obtaining diplomas and undergraduate apply for advanced diplomas, postgraduate diplomas, and honors. Those who obtained master's degrees are encouraged to pursue doctoral degrees. It's not yet over. For those who are obtaining doctoral degrees, this is not really the end. You may pursue postdoctoral fellowship, improve your research skills, and publish more articles in peer-reviewed journals with high impact factor and score index. The postgraduate degree equips you to become an expert scholar in your preferred discipline. You may pursue a degree in research and teaching, and eventually become a prominent scholar solving the global problems through research and innovation. Last week, I attended the 2022 Ainano Water Research Kubangano at the Science Campus in Florida. This conference has had a theme: think globally, research locally, such that solving the challenges facing your own community may be a big breakthrough for you to be recognized as an international scholar. Your pursued niche may be valuable and necessary, but for your information, UNISA has 10 niche areas, which are usually called 10 catalytic niche areas. If you are interested to know more or to be involved in these niche areas, communicate with your department or your college. You may pursue being an entrepreneur and employ others. Entrepreneurship can be considered a national asset, and entrepreneurs should drive these assets. Entrepreneurs cultivate ideas, turn them into successful business enterprises. Using the knowledge received through your studies, research, and innovation, you can create new products, markets, devices, technology, and services that will make our lives easier. Create new employment and opportunities, and eventually improve the economic growth of our country. Please, do not undermine yourselves. You have the potential. Lifelong learning is an ongoing, voluntary, and self-motivated quest for knowledge to achieve informal or informal education. Lifelong, according to Encarta in 2008, is the continuing development of knowledge and skills that people experience after formal education and throughout their lives. Lifelong builds on prior learning as it expands knowledge and skills in depth and breadth. As you are graduating this evening, it means you already have the knowledge and skills. Then, don't bank them, but utilize them optimally. One of you will ask, why do I have to pursue lifelong learning because I am a graduate? The answer is, it is acknowledged that it is not feasible to equip learners at school, college, or university with all the knowledge and skills they need to prosper throughout their lifetimes. Therefore, one needs to continually enhance their knowledge and skills, address immediate problems, and participate in a process of continuous vocational and professional development. In conclusion, I have 4 points. 1, you have gained skills in critical thinking. You are able to think out of the box, search for gaps, create new ideas to solve the challenges from your community to the global level. Maybe one of you are here so that you'll be able to solve the problems that we are facing. 2, don't undermine yourself. We have excellent and effective leaders and scholars who came from the most disadvantaged background. Today, we are using their creative knowledge, ideas, findings, devices, and products. Don't sit by the dark corner and expect the light to come your way. Do something to escape the darkness. 3, Rome was not built in a day. The last one, be ethical in all your activities. Thank you. We wish you success in all your endeavors.
Mr. Chancellor, I wish to express our gratitude to the pearls of wisdom, the encouragement to our graduandees tonight around the roles of knowledge creation, the ideas of ethical leadership and citizenship, and the ideas that knowledge is always an important pursuit to follow, and it gives life, it gives meaning, and it expresses the best that we would like to be. May I request that we give Professor Mbata a round of applause, colleagues. May I also remind our graduandees tonight who have just come, Professor Mbata says those who are late will miss the opportunities either to create work or to be employed, and therefore we invite you in future to be punctual. Thank you very much. It's an important insight from Professor Mbata. Thank you, colleagues. Colleagues, may I please request you to quickly usher our guests and to ask them to be seated in places that are quickly accessible. Thank you. Can you assist to direct them first? I apologize, colleagues. Please use the closest seats to yourselves.
Better late than never. Better late than never.
Yes, President. His Excellency President Beki says I should remind you that the most important thing is to show up and to be there to celebrate, and we appreciate that. Thank you. May I Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start the conferment of the degrees and diplomas, may I really request you not to leave the hall before the end of the ceremony. We would like to ensure that the graduations of our graduandees tonight is with dignity. We also know that we live in the fourth industrial revolutions, where your phones are your workplaces, your business places, or the environments wherein you engage or communicate with your family. We request you to put them on. We, however, request to put your volume off. Let me also request that if you're taking pictures, can you please try not to project your light into the eyes of the colleagues on the procession or sitting here in the podium, and try to ensure that it doesn't hit them. Finally, colleagues, may I request that this is a celebration. We're in the continent. We would like to celebrate. We, however, request that you give each student or a graduandee a chance so that their families can also celebrate them. And therefore, with these words, we hope that we will have the best of graduations where all of us will be elated by the achievements of our students. Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor to request you to confer the degrees and the diplomas of the University of South Africa on the candidates whose names appear in the program.
By virtue of the powers entrusted to me, I shall now proceed to confer the degrees and diplomas of the university on the candidates whose names appear in the program.
Mr. Chancellor, the representatives of the colleges will now present the candidates to you.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Adam Ifelindo for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I was the candidate supervisor, and it is now my privilege to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree. In his thesis, The Influence of Parental Financial Socialization of Financial Literacy of Young Black African Adults in Rural and Low-Income Areas in South Africa, he focused on young Black African adults in rural low-income municipalities in Limpopo and the Eastern Cape, and empirically demonstrated that parental financial socialization has an influence on the financial literacy of young Black African adults. He demonstrates that parental financial socialization and financial literacy are moderated by social, structural, and individual factors. He makes a valuable contribution to the body of knowledge in the field of financial socialization by proposing a parental financial socialization model which could provide valuable information to facilitate and enhance parental financial socialization and therefore improve financial literacy of young Black African adults. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Adam Ifelindo the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Adam Ifelindo. Well done.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Adele van Lille for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request her supervisor, Professor J.W. Stradom, to read the citation in support of the degree.
In a thesis entitled The Identification and Composition of Social Media Post Characteristics for Optimal Stakeholder Engagement of Participation Sport Events, she researches the use of Facebook social media postings of 13 national and international marathon and ultramarathon sports events. Recommendations include that the best possible strategy for these sporting events is to post in the evenings using external links in the month before and during the actual or virtual event. This research is among the first to focus on social media posting strategies based on the interaction between the post characteristics and audience engagement rates.
Didn't hear a thing.
Mr. Chancellor, I have an honor to request you to confirm on Adele van Lille the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Adele van Lille. Well done.
Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Master of Commerce. Mr. Chancellor, Tatenda Chidao received the degree with distinction. Sebiadzizwa Lucy Sky Hammond. Yvette Poli. Shakes Rizin Ramurualo. Ntutuzelo Hetman Sayedwa. Mr. Chancellor, Lehlohonolo Monare received the degree of Master of Administration. The degree was obtained with distinction. Mr. Chancellor, Tsidiso Churchill Mazibuko received the degree of Master of Science. The degree was obtained with distinction.
Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Master of Laws. Jabulani Mberesi. Victoria Enoniwe Afam. Surprise Kahimbi Nzwala. Mr. Chancellor, Petros Ravele receives the degree of Master of Arts.
Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Master of Business Leadership. Congratulations. Lisedi Sirati Dibakwane. Mr. Chancellor, President Ndlovu receives the degree of Master of Business Administration.
Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Sydney Lauren Kemp. Teboho Kotsedi. Kumbuzo Patient Machacha. Zolile Innocent Mundela. Riona Moroni. Vuyiswa Patricia Motale. Notolo Ingrid Muziwake. Constance Kosana.
Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelors of Commerce Honours. Loretta Kopiso Malachi. Kamogelo Mahlodi Mashobane. Lishai Peza. Lwazi Benedict Shabalala. Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Administration. Mamutla Tleho Sherin Mukhel. Nomsa Nobandile Nkosi. Tshegofatso Zingitwa.
Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Baccalaureate Technologiae. Lonwabo Boy, Mr. Chancellor, the following candidate received the degree of Bachelor of Administration. Anieta Matula Chipi. Lutendo Mildred Mpebu. Kendi Nempi Nguna. Dina Pataka. Lindeleni Bridget Khadebe. Christina Malebu Sitole. Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received a degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Cindy Lee King, degree obtained with distinction. Corinne Dalisiwe Makatini. Risima Jorison Maluleke. Busisiwe Mavimbela. Katlego Belinda Molepo. Pumla Ntle. Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Commerce. Colleague Shirley Maruta. Lawrence Khatliso Sekano. Nasif Abdullah Latif Osman. Smangele Baloi. Mokhohlwe Mavis Butane. Lizzie Chauge. Notando Kumalo. GNP Creek. Lisiba Kabelo Legodi. Lavesani Liberty Legaraba. Lazarus Madongorera. Timothy Mahlatsi Mututu. Precious Mafagani. Phyllis Sandra Makubalo, degree obtained with distinction. Michelle Marnevek. Mfanufukile March Maseko. Malehlogonolo Mashilu. Eldin Line McCarthy. Funeka Mlambo. Mabungu Maureen Mlaudzi. Masire Quit Mushokwa. Yan Mudupi Mpotu. Pindile Pamela Ndebele. Babalwa Prosia Nontabula. Nadia Omba. Kaitlin Pillay. Eva Sekau. Natasha Tamba. Kevin van Eerden. Mariska Fender. Vuyeka Kate Vuma, degree obtained with distinction.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor's of Accounting Sciences. Mulalu Patience Bongwe. Nadine Fori. Zwelibanzi Robert Gaduga. Jane Kashambe. Marika Lond. Moloko Kenneth Mahamata. Mtabisi Shepherd Marimba. Madichava Adelis Matla. Elsie Raisibe Munyamani. Letiwe Nkosi. Letiwe Nkosi. Mpho Gloria Radebe. Nokolo Mary Ramonotsi. Magdalene Masefako Stone. Panashe Kelvin Vurahagu.
Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Laws. Adam Tyler Badenhorst. Nkateko Baloyi. Tsitsi Chivanda. Kane Mfama Chunda, degree obtained with distinction. Michelle Maggie DV Market. Hendrik Joseph Alexander Phyllis. Candice Lynn Gardner. Martinus Johannes Grobler. Asanda Wandaboy Khadebe. Badelisile Sibongile Tlatswayo. Sharon Hannibal. Eberechuku Joseph Iwanyaunu. Taylor Chelsea James. Asanda Kepelele. Maroba Miriam Kanyago. Lesaya Kingsley Katle. Tepiso Kwedi. Ditlo Violet Kumalo. Mariska Kukemur. Marisa Kruger. Matthews Lesecha Langa. VJ Lazarus. Surprise David Lichuti. Kothatso Isaac Lekwabe. Eddie Leye. Thabang Litsuiti. Mpela Mashegela Mabitsela. Funzani Muhle Muofomadi. Shinjaganyani Emamagula. Zolisa Manchi. Patrick Jabu Mapomolo. Kineilwe Lilian Marwani. Nompumelelo Bridget Mahlangu. Rene Nelisiwe Sipiwe Mashaba. Refilwe Given Mashamaite. Mpolaki Mashele. Muhlompeng Mashego. Itumeleng Mathabate. Morongwa Maria Matlakala. Ntompezinhle Magdalene Mfunda. Kiabetswe Kgothatso Confidence Mokhwebane. Moeketsi Johannes Moeletsane. Samuel Matuma Mogale. Kagiso Carol Molautsi. Sebabatso Sylvia Molefi. Lesego Mosebu Moloi. Matsidiso Moloi. Huitsione Makolwane Moloto. Malose Joseph Munyamani. Masete Stanley Musesi. Wilmore Moyo. Charity Ntombifuthi Mpangani. Ramasela Patricia Mpi. Vusani Cedric Mudau. Mungameli Ngangelizwe. Noma Mpinga Ngento. Sechaba Siyabonga Ngidi. Lesegong Kadimeng. Sibulele Anele Nzaluba. Michael Tafaza Nyamudambanje. Lela Ruth Paulse. Ngakana Nathaniel Palazzi. Simon Porepura. Mulatelo Costly Posa. Raymond Ashley Pretorius. Patrick Radzuma. Richard Ramabuea. Stanley Skindi Ramalepe. Aziliwe Shelley Ramarope, degree obtained with distinction. Asivanzi Zanel Sadiki. Raki Sevnarayan, degree obtained with distinction. Runel Ngwenya. Lesedi Bontle Sentle. Class Thokozani Sibanyoni. Wisani Sibuyi. Unisha Sukraj. Divan van Tonder. Adele van Wyk. Anzani Melba Vangani. Buitumelo Williams. Nozipho Devi Zungu. Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Anna Dladla. Clinton Tlungwani. Matlhatsi Desni Baloyi. George Jacob Lemako. Celine Chanik Lucas. Moye Clarence Mahopa. Clariki John Matlaba. Lufuno Maluleke. Olta Mamarasa. Funanani Mampiwe, degree obtained with distinction. Irene Zintle Mbuyisa. Penelope Zinzim Kabela. Tumelo Josego Mukolobati. Cabo Mabel Mukonyama. Mako Murosina Molefe. Mashagane Kaladi Mutimele. Mpho Florence Muchamela. Itumeleng Tabeleng Motsei. Kate Musiza. Ulisani Gugulethu Mudau. Brenda Felicia Nemusumani. Ali Shariat Nkosi. Leboha Marta Ramokototwane. Letlogonolo Faith Sishoka. Jane Danielle Finesen, degree obtained with distinction. Komotso Traifina Tsanki. Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Commerce. Lerato Sara Mahanetsang Kubai. Babalwa Mafani. Akashni Mangrei. Harold Karabo Mantata. Lizzie Monareng. Mosibudi Yulenda Mutap. Offense Elizabeth Nchabele. Ompimeti Offense Peto. Kineilwe Charlotte Ringani. Zanel Vivian Shongwe. Pongani Sicelo Sithole. Mr. Chancellor, the diploma candidates will now be introduced to you. Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received the postgraduate diploma. Loeto Andrew Leberegan. Jacobeth Ndazi Lemuhang. Lucky Mabunda. Laura Skoon.
Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received the postgraduate diploma in the College of Accounting Sciences. Jacqueline Badenhorst. Nico Athanitius Makubele.
Nonkumbuso Sipesihle Patience Maseko. Masintle Patricia Muswetle. Thank you. Kuzo Mphahlele. George Nhlanhla Mzimba. Mabatu Musima Elizabeth Tlhahla. Mati Magdalena van Jaarsveld.
Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received the postgraduate diploma in the College of Economic and Management Sciences. Kundo Razibumbu. Muiteri Edith Sivia. Michael Tonderai Chigwanda.
Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received the postgraduate diploma in the Graduate School of Business Leadership. Sikamutu Maria Ketlele. Congratulations. Iland Mbokodo. Gladys Dieketseng Tsekela.
Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received the diploma in the College of Law. Manda Hlengani.
Dumela, 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 dumela.
Sibusiso Emmanuel Keswa. Tobile Koza. Valpri Pangakupa. Matlo Teshialaka. Ndifelani Philippe Lifiga. Monica Mabunda. Mahaule Peggy Madingwane. Kotatso Matlangu. Adroit Mahumani. Ntlamulo Nia Makamu. Mathabate Miriam Malepe. Ngedi Kamogelo Mangene. Tasiya Manwata. Megu Lerato Marakalla. Tawana Hunadi Mariri. Potselo Life Marule. Junior Kwena Mashao. Kucho Ramasela Mateta. Rendani Joyce Mapangwa. Martin Sibusiso Mdluli. Erithia Sibongile Mhlangeni. Iris Muniz. Ke gaogetswe Claudia Mogaladi. Mogale Brian Mohale. Lesego Elliot Moitse. Gertrude Clementine Mukope. Taelo Donald Mushobani. Mbuti Samuel Mutswening. Ditloro Sara Mutswala Khosi. Felicia Mutsweni. Nakisani Gail Mudau. Tumbedzo Albert Muletsu. Pusisiwe Nengisa Ncube. Ntungufadzeni Merina Netsitadzati. Kamogelo Ngobeni. Nomzamo Nsinga. Sipho Cornelius Nyambi. Nora Nomasibavele Pindiso. Dimakatso Julia Polwana. Maesu Paula Rabalao. Moahabu Maria Rashopola. Nomia Nozuko Sivapu. Lerato Veronica Sibotom. Alina Selina Serongwani. Effect Shikweni. Jerry Tabisotaba. Sataya Letlhogo Neolo Tembo. Lesecha Franz Tlhago. Miriam Maserame Tselanyane. Molemoeng Veronica Tshite. Hazel Mukateko Vukeya.
Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received a diploma in the College of Economic and Management Sciences. Felicity Berenice Parenze. Tharollo Mahlatsi. Lebogang Rose Matlou. Yvonne Motlogelwa. Thabang Moraka Franz Sianego. Daylight Setole. Buang Ella Bupape. Karabo Jacqueline Ditlhage. Thabile Judith Klumbane. Tshepo Rasekaka Makuane. Tato Joseph Socha Matovela, diploma obtained with distinction. Alina Dimakatso Matsimbi. Innocent Moyo, diploma obtained with distinction. Khanyo Mtabane. Tobuwani Elonda Ndatsa. Zanele Nora Ndwandwe. Boitumelo Joyce Stander. Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates received the National Diploma. Elias Simpiwe Sithole. Mantombi Esther Surprise Zwane.
Yeah.
Mr. Chancellor, tonight we have 398 graduates this evening. I'm not sure, for many of us, my age and older, who would have had the opportunity to graduate with a president, an ambassador, a CEO, a diplomat. It's beautiful. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to congratulate the graduates on receiving their diplomas and degrees.
Well done. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Professor Puleng Lengabula, Vice Chancellor and Principal. Ambassador Mtinzo, CEO of the SABC. You and I have got quite a lot to talk about, I'm sure. Members of UNISA's executive management and staff, the splendidly gowned academics who are seated with us on stage, who are here to support our graduates this evening. Families, guardians, friends of our graduates, and most important, of course, the UNISA graduates. Graduation ceremonies are a matter of great pride for the graduates, for their families, for friends, for guardians, and of course, for the university. And there is indeed something special about these ceremonies that has as much to do with the personal achievement of an important academic milestone and goal as it does with the ceremony itself. There is indeed a sense that this is one of those rare moments, those rare defining moments when a truly joyful celebration is merited. The brightly colored robes of the academic procession, the red and black gowns and caps, and the differently designed hoods of the graduates, the symbols like the ceremonial mace, and the formulaic ceremony and the capping ritual, all acknowledge and lend legitimacy to the individual effort and the knowledge and skills that have been acquired over the period of study. I'm indeed honored to stand here as we're about to conclude this important celebration of the achievements of the graduates before us, to congratulate you all on your well-earned and surely hard-won qualifications. I take this opportunity to congratulate this magnificent university, that's UNISA, for its sustained efforts to continue to produce the high-caliber graduates who are with us this evening. Albert Einstein once said that the process of scientific discovery is, in effect, a continual flight from wonder. Thus, through the knowledge you have acquired, you have joined that empowering flight from wonder and further reduced the perimeters of the unknown by the new which some of our distinguished graduates have added to the totality of human knowledge. And of course, here I refer particularly to our doctoral graduates and our master's graduates. And thus does society as a whole join us here today to celebrate your success, since that achievement means that humanity has gained new capacities to help bring about progress and transformation for the greater good of all humanity. Your welcome success has also confirmed that through you, its graduates, the university continues to take seriously its responsibility to understand and appreciate the role that it needs to play in society. And so, dear UNISA graduates, you have joined the ranks of the brightest and best in South Africa, our continent, and the world. And we, the spouses, the parents, the families, the academic, management, and other staff, and indeed the country, our continent, and beyond, extend our sincere and proud congratulations to you. And together, all of us will say, very well done. And we hope, as has been said, that your success will foster in you the desire and confidence to say, I want more and I can achieve more, empowered both to help create a better world as well as attain personal progress. And to the families, the friends, guardians who stood by our graduates and supported them in their studies, we congratulate you as well. Your support has contributed in a very tangible way to the valuable academic achievements we have gathered to recognize and celebrate. And so, dear graduates, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, President Mbeki, our Chancellor. We are truly privileged to have you congratulating our students. This is that time I'll request the parents, friends, partners, spouses, and accompaniers of our graduates to please stand up.
Very good attendance.
The University of South Africa does not take for granted the support that you would have given to our own graduates tonight. We wish to thank you for being accompaniers through your prayers, affirmations, encouragement, and sometimes even when our students would have wanted to give up, you were there to accompany them and to encourage them. And you were partners with UNISA to ensuring that education does not only transform them as individuals, but it becomes a resource for our continent and the global arena. So I'd like you to really extend our appreciation to yourselves. So thank you very much. You would have traveled multiple distances, or you may have been coming very close by to just witness this graduation. I'd like you to give a round of applause to your own celebrants, the graduates. Thank you very much. You may be seated. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. At this point, I'd like to start with the graduates who got their diplomas. Who got their diplomas tonight? Please stand up. Can we give them a round of applause? Those who got their masters and their honors, please stand up. No, how did you pass? We have to ask if you listened to the instructions and you wrote, because you said before I requested you, please remain standing. The degrees and honors and postgraduate diplomas, please stand up. Parents, I'm not sure why you are clapping for them. The masters graduates stood up. We didn't ask them to stand up. Did we? Thank you. Can we give them a round of applause? Can I therefore ask the master's graduates to stand up as well? Can we give them a round of applause? So, colleagues, we have two individuals in different gowns from everybody here. We often say, and Professor, but yes, rightly stated that the red gown is the pinnacle of the studies and the pursuit for knowledge. But we want to celebrate the two, and can I please request you to give them a round of applause? You may please stand. Thank you, thank you. I heard Professor Mbata reminding us that the red gown is not the destination. And she said there are possibilities that they could be here. They should prepare themselves to be the next generation of professorates, of leaders of higher education, of leaders of business sectors, and the varied sectors that you are trained for, not just here at home, but anywhere in the world. How many of you have traveled to all the 9 provinces of the country? Can you show your head? Colleagues, it means you must subtract the fermented beverages for tonight, the percentage beverages, and use them to travel all over the country so that you can compare, contrast, analyze the differences in the provinces. How many of you have passports? Oh, there's hope. I was actually worried. I was actually worried because those of you who would have traversed the country were not as many. But I'm hopeful that you have passports. We have Ambassador Mtinso from Namibia to come and witness this. How are you going to explore Namibia without a passport? So I'm requesting that the meet, you can stop diversifying it so that you can go and get a passport tomorrow, within this week, so that you prepare yourself to travel through the world in order that this knowledge you'd have gained from UNISA would become resourceful for you as a citizen of the continent and of the world. And therefore, let me ask, how many of you have traveled to a country or two in the continent?
Quite a lot.
No, if you're from Mpumalanga, Swaziland or Mozambique is only 200 kilometers. You can walk, And if you're from the Free State, Lesotho is on that side, it's only 55 kilometers. Huh? And then if you're from Gauteng, colleagues, you are less than 1,000 kilometers from any SADC country, and therefore there's no reason why you don't know the region, and we request you to taking that into consideration. How many of you have traveled into continents outside Africa? So it's only 5, colleagues. So what this assignment, it's LSO. You remember, not LSO, what is that subject in high school? LO? Life orientation. This is an invitation to say you cannot be the best experts if you don't have the hunger and the imagination or the curiosity to traveling and using your skills to ensure that you become the best that you can anywhere, anytime, as you are studying in the world. So we request you, as the graduate of the University of UNISA of South Africa, and member of the Circle of Excellence, for this illustrious university, to really ensuring that those aspects about life, its orientation, its ideas of being curious at all times, to constantly live with you, for the idea of lifelong learning is an important imperative. We also ask you, because of the 4th Industrial Revolution, the digitalization systems, that you can be an e-tutor, not only at UNISA, in your communities, here at home, in the continent, and in the global arena, so that people can benefit from your knowledge. We know that you're a good digital participator or digital native, your examinations, your proctoring systems, and all these aspects that you know, which you would have learned from UNISA.
Should they not sit down?
Finally, no, it's the first time to stand up,
That's
President. All. Yes. Finally, colleagues, being a graduate of the University of South Africa means you're not just going to earn in Emalangeni, rands, CFAs, CDs. You're going to earn in euros, yuans, dollars. And you are therefore going to be an economic participant in this country, continent, and the global arena. One of the principles and values of UNISA is of social justice. That idea that we exist not just for ourselves, not just for our families, and not just for our country, but for the continent and the global world. We request you, colleagues, to hold hand of those who are coming from economic margins, whose commitments or interest in education may be high, but who may not have the euros, cedis, CFAs, or rents that we would have spoken about. We invite you to be the global citizens that contribute to the betterment of the world. Thank you. I would like you, therefore, at this point, to thank your professors who did not sleep, teaching you these sophisticated ideas around accounting ratios, you know, the taxation systems of the world, pedagogies, epistemologies, decoloniality, all these concepts that don't make sense if you don't apply them into life. I'd like you to express your gratitude to their commitment. I don't feel like that applause means your certificate is quality you wanted. Thank you. Thank you very much. It takes a cleaner at UNISA, one who works the garden, the most senior professor represented in this podium, to ensure that we collectively bring our talents, time, expertise, and commitment to ensure that as you walk this stage, you know that all of us have contributed to your success, and we're truly grateful for that. At this point, your families came here to witness you getting your certificate. I'd like you to look towards them and to show them this aspect that they came to witness tonight. No, colleagues. We didn't bring them for the brown envelopes. Brown envelopes are very, we worry about them. Show them your certificates, colleagues. Thank you very much. We celebrate you. You didn't buy your certificate. You worked for it. You worked for it and you worked hard, and we are proud of you. May you be seated. So this is the last round of applause, colleagues, before we sing the national anthem. Can I request the last applause to all of you? Mr. Chancellor, I would have made a grave mistake if I did not acknowledge one of the colleagues who has passed, who received cum laude, but was not acknowledged here on stage. We are aware that Shirley Ramurupe from the College of Law has received her degree with distinction, but we would have made that mistake. We apologize, Shirley, and thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, after these announcements, I'd like you to rise for the singing of the national anthem, the words of which are on page 15 of the program, and to remain standing after the anthem to enable the Chancellor to dissolve the congregation. You're also requested to remain standing while the academic procession leaves the hall. May I request you to stand up for the singing of this anthem and to sing the anthem with the dignity that our country and government and the aspirations of South Africa would be expressed with. Thank you very much. Mr. Chancellor, my final request to you is to dissolve the congregation of the University of South Africa.
By virtue of the powers entrusted to me, I dissolve this congregation of the University of South Africa.